Hey guys, I wanted to come on here and do my 1 week postpartum update, although I believe I am 10 days out. But yeah, I gave birth about a week and a half ago to our IVF twins, and things are going really well. I have to say that the recovery this time around has been so much easier. I don't know if it's because I gained less weight or I had an epidural, or I just knew what to expect. I don't know, but the recovery has just been so much easier. And I'll explain more about this in my detailed birth video, just talking about my birth story. But I only had 2 first-degree tears, and which is the same I had with Abram, but I don't know if they're just in different spots. But excuse me, I'm not in nearly as much pain. Like with Abram, when I would get up out of a chair, I would feel like I'm ripping down there. So I'm doing so good on that. I just feel really good. These babies are so easy that we're sleeping pretty well. We're getting good 2 to 4 hour stretches of sleep. And with Abram, he was so noisy. He was a very grunty baby and just made noise all the time that it was so hard to sleep next to him. Like, he was just loud. And he didn't cry, so I always just assumed it meant he wanted to eat. But so these babies are actually a lot easier. We both feel a lot more rested, and like they're just easy babies. So postpartum wise, we're sleeping well. As far as like breastfeeding goes, they're doing really, really good. They are eating about every 2.5 to 4 hours, depending on if it's night or day. And Esri latches very well and nurses very efficiently. She has a very hard suck, and she gets a lot out and then she's done. Silas, on the other hand, has to be coerced, woken up. I have to kind of wiggle him around and get him to latch on, and then he has a very like weak suction. But the thing is I think he's getting enough because he has tons of wet diapers and really good, bowel movements. So I think he's fine, but he just doesn't nurse as long, and it feels very weak when like he's latching and stuff. So yeah, we'll see. At their 1 week appointment, they had dropped a little bit of weight, which is to be expected. So they have their 2 week appointment this next week, and that's when I'll do an update on them, kind of a 2 week update. And the goal for that update is that they are back up to their birth weight. So we will see, and I'll do an update then. I'm not going to do a 1 week update. I'm just going to do a 2 week update. So, and then on top of breastfeeding them, I am also pumping probably 4 to 6 times a day. And so far, at 10 days out, we have 150 ounces in the freezer at 10 days out. My supply is amazing. I have an oversupply, if anything, and I don't want to keep it like that, because it's not fun just constantly kind of engorging and having to pump. But I really want to get a good supply going, just in case. Someone on one of my twin breastfeeding groups told me that a good rule of thumb is to have a week's worth of milk, because if you ever need to be on antibiotics, you have to kind of pump and dump, and usually antibiotics, like a round of them, can take up to a week. So with twins, once they're eating 4 ounces 8 times a day, that's 32 ounces per baby, times 2 babies, 64 ounces, so times 7 days, I need 448 ounces. So I still have a ways to go. I think in about 3 weeks we'll probably have, I'm going to try and get up to 500 ounces. And then I think I'll kind of let my body regulate and get rid of the oversupply to where I'm only pumping maybe once a day or twice a day instead of like 4 to 6 times a day. But I definitely am trying to get that freezer stash going, because you just never know what could happen, or if you get hospitalized for some reason. So yeah, breastfeeding and all that's going good. I just feel really good. I'm so glad to not be pregnant. I'm so glad to be able to sleep on my stomach or my back, or it just feels really good. My stomach is still pretty, I think I look like I'm about 5-6 months pregnant, so it's still pretty bloated, but again, I'm only a week and a half out from giving birth to twins. And as of this morning, I have lost 33 pounds, and I only gained 39 with the pregnancy. So I'm very close to, I'm 6 pounds away from pre-pregnancy weight, but my body does not look the same. My boobs are huge. My stomach still looks pregnant. You know, of course I have extra saggy skin now. The twins gave me some extra stretch marks. And my hips are still like spread out, so they need to like come back. So yeah, I will give you guys a little glimpse of a 1 week, week and a half postpartum belly. But thank you guys so much for following, and let me know if there's any videos you want me to make or any questions you have based on like the birth and different things like that. Leave them in the comments below and I will get those videos to you guys. I will talk to you later. Bye.